Today on the Toy Temple, can re-released action figures, now coming with exclusive weapons, save the Bandai Power Rangers license? No. No, it can't. Hey there, it's Len with the Toy Temple, and today, for today's Haul of Toy Hauls, I happened to come across a bunch of Saban's Bandai Power Rangers legacy toys, and goodness, this is quite a bit. Gamestop had a sale. They were all $5 each, and I thought, why not load up my my Bandai shelf with some nice metallic, pink, black, and blue, and then obviously, Armored Red Ranger making his second appearance on this show. Gotta have that power sword, especially for my other good Red Ranger. Let's get these guys open, talk about them a little bit, and see just how they compare. And by the way, I just love the last little bit of Power Rangers Legacy stuff, just because, look at the box difference. The big color, black, and, it's got way more excitement than plain old this. And yeah, it's just, it's a big difference. Also, look at I hope you can see this. The dust that's collected on this. They were there for a while. And here they are out of the package, Zach, Jason, Billy, and Kimberly. And I gotta admit, the weapons look awesome. Were they worth rebuying the same figure, just metallic painted? No way. These things were $20 a pop. This would have run $80 on any normal day. But thankfully, they weren't. But I got some pretty sweet weapons, and one other thing I fixed. Let me grab Zach down from up here. So you may not be able to tell, but on the original figures, their belt, at least on these non-armored Rangers, there you go, that's a good look. They used to be gray, almost silver. And it was just a production error, and they never were going to fix it, unfortunately. I took a white paint pen and tried to fix it, but I think I made more of a mess than it was worth. So buying these three, just to get that white belt and the weapon, kind of worth it. That way I could make it actually look pretty decent and match with the rest of the team. Trini and Jason, they had their white belts. Why didn't the originals? And then you've got the weapons, and the weapons look really good. They don't combine into the Power Blaster, but, it's just one of those things where you get what you can. I'm not too mad at Bandai for it, but they did release it with Hasbro with that Gold Ranger, Red Ranger Armored 2-pack. So it's like, why didn't you make them combine if you were just going to make the weapons anyway, you could, realistically, here, let's get a better look at, say, Zach's weapon. I know I'm picking on Zach a bunch, but he's just right here. We'll talk about that metallic paint in a sec. Stay. So the weapons look good. They're painted. They actually put the little mastodon symbol right there. And no peg holes to combine anything. Let's get Kimberly's bow. Kimberly's bow is a little bit worse than the other. Could you? I think that's where that goes. Well, maybe they tried. I think they tried. There's little groove holes for where you could put this. I think they were going to. Looking at these two together, I think it was a very real possibility. Now, will I display it on the shelf like this? I don't know. I might have to take Billy's weapon here and see the Power Lance in the show. It could come apart and he'd be like, Power Lance, and then they'd come together and blast whatever monster of the week. See, look at this. It just falls apart. Even with the re-release action figures, they're hard to stand. The weapon ports fall out. Yeah, this doesn't split, unfortunately. But you can imagine. Yeah, that's the same width on those little grooves as the Power Lance. So I think something was happening. I think it was going to happen, but they decided against it. Yeah, I may just have Zach hold this with some of that. Neat. Yeah, little half power blaster. Speaking of the weapons, by the way, this kind of flimsy, but I'm kind of glad it is because it's hard to get in their hands. And if it was solid, it'd go snap right in the middle. Kimberly, her metallic paint, I think it's the worst of the three, but I think it is fine. Let me grab this Kimberly from up here. Yeah, I pulled them all down. So Kimberly's belt also painted that grungy gray. The metallic actually makes it stand out a little bit, I think, but is it worth rebuying the figure? I mean, the head isn't even metallic. The body is. It's like a translucent pink, but I don't know if it's worth rebuying the figure. I know it's not, but it's like, why did Bandai expect everyone to just go along with it? I don't get it. Let's put her over there. I know she has an arrow, but that arrow is junk. Zach, let's get his comparison done. Absolutely no difference. I mean, if you looked at this on the shelf, you wouldn't be able to tell a single darn thing about it. It's, I mean, you could see a little bit through the neck, but, I mean, they're both Black Rangers. You're not going to see anything. But the nice part is, if you want an Adam and a Zach, I guess I have one of each now. The Billy is probably the biggest improvement, and he may actually find a spot on my shelf now, because I really like how the metallic blue came out. It shimmers. It's got nice gloss to it. I like it. I actually really like it a lot. I like it more than this one, and he's my original. Plus, they did the metallic blue on the helmet on this one, and you can just see that it's not anything to, I don't know. It looks really good. I like it a lot. Yeah. He's definitely going to take the spot of this Billy, unfortunately. Let's push you and you over here and you right there. Let's talk about the Red Armored Ranger again. So, his sword, his dragon dagger, those are going to be pieced out. And look how prepared I am. I just so happen to have my original Red Ranger, and now he has his sword. And now he has his sword. And how about that? Like, hey, how it should have been. Instead of a Zord piece, or you could have combined it. Put the Zord piece with the weapon. It wasn't a, you can only do this or you can only do that. You could do both. Put the Build-A-Figure in there. Put the accessories. Why on earth did they not come with weapons initially? His armor, though, I had plans for it. I might use it either on the Billy up there or something else. I feel like you can peel right off. And it may actually just be inside the chest. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take him apart. He's probably gonna be thrown in the trash by the end of this. Probably gonna save those hands. So save you. Save you. Take the accessories off. Does the head pop off? Not. Glenn from the future here. So I did mangle the Red Ranger to get the dragon shield off. As it turns out, I had to pull the head off. I used some pliers and it just broke the head. And then I had to scrape it off with an X-Acto knife. And yeah, it's a little rough. But like I said, this figure is probably going to get thrown away, and especially now it will. Tossing those to the side, this came out pretty well. However, I had the conundrum of how to get this on without breaking the head, since that's apparently the only way to remove the heads with these Bandai figures. So what I did was I split the middle of the back, and it's not going to show the front at all. So let's slide it onto Billy here. Yeah, I chose Billy. The Black Ranger is going to get a Lightning Collection release, and Billy, he never had the chance to wear it in the show. And if you've ever watched any of my other videos, I like putting it on him. So there we go. Yeah, that actually, that works. Look at that. That looks awesome, actually. Yeah. He's missing a little bit of a neck. I don't think he was really meant to wear this. But looks awesome. I swapped the hands. Billy's hands were a little gross just because of some painted weapons I had done. and they've rubbed off, but now I have an armored Blue Ranger. And who knows if Hasbro will ever make this, but now I have one. So now I've got that team with this team. Poor Jason. He's like the Black Knight from Monty Python. So, where do you want to stand? Right there? All right, we'll put you right there. Speaking of that, it's just, look at the silver paint. Just terrible. And it's missing that little white strip there at the bottom. Come on. Bandai. What am I going to do with you? Oh yeah, nothing. Buy Hasbro. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, for $5 each, these were excellent. If you wanted to hear me complain about Bandai for about 10 minutes, this was the video for you. So if you're happy with Hasbro, give it a like, share, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you've bought any other Lightning collection. I certainly have. I love it. I love the line. I love the addition of different cool figures outside of Mighty Morphin. One more complaint. You think that they could have released, I don't know, the rest of the Ninja Storm figures, like the Thunder Rangers? But no, they had to re-release Mighty Morphin again. You know, couldn't do the cool Ninja Storm figures. But that's another story for another time. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter, both at The Toy Temple. And remember, you're never too old to enjoy the things you love.